Spreadshirt.com with Heel Steve. And now, you are listening to the Team Heel Podcast, live, brought to you by Spreadshirt.com with Heel Steven, Non-Legit Wrestling, OKFabe, and Chase Oliver, ready to shoot the shit with each and every one of you live.
Yo, the way up! And you all can stay up too, just saying. History was fucking made, people. It's amazing right now. It feels great right now. It feels amazing. It feels like sex on a plate almost. Yes, guys, this is episode 169 of the Team Heel podcast here on the YouTube channel. Before we begin this show, I want to take this time to give my condolences out there to the family and friends of one Bill Schuyler. As many of you know, Bill Schuyler this past week passed away. And it's very, very unfortunate to lose someone that we all care for and love. For those of you who don't know, Bill Schuyler was a longtime wrestling fan and did a lot of work for OneWrestling.com. Did a lot of appearances for the Can-Am Wrestling Show for the Back in the Day segment with Big Ray and Andre Corbeil. Did a lot of appearances on the Big Slam Nation. And did also his NXT reviews and also the Impact reviews on OneWrestling.com. Such a guy with so much knowledge for the business, and it's very unfortunate what happened. One of my memories of Bill Schuyler was that a couple years ago, I did a video on this channel, and in the video, I talked about how I became a wrestling fan. At the time, this was like 3 years ago too, and what I wanted to do was have like a chain going where I did a video, and then someone else did a video, and so on and so forth, and I waited and no one did a video for like 4 days, right? And then out of nowhere, Bill himself did a video on his phone, whatever, and he talked about how he became a fan. And he talked about how many years ago his father took him to a wrestling show. I believe in the main event was Ken Patera versus Bob Backlund. And it's just amazing because I feel like, again, every wrestling fan has a story of how they became a wrestling fan. And the story's always unique, you know. And if you're a wrestling fan out there, I would love to hear your story throughout the show, you know, when you call in later on and all that fun stuff. But again, my thoughts, my prayer goes out to Bill Schuyler's family and his friends and everyone over at OneWrestling.com. So if you guys go ahead on Twitter, show them some love and support right now. So once again, guys, you know, it's very unfortunate, but at this time, thank you, Bill, for the memories, and you'll never be forgotten. Whew. Again, guys, this is the Hell in a Cell review. It's probably the last stream I'm going to do for a while now. As many of you guys know already, I posted on Facebook a couple days ago that I have 2 jobs now. And this live streaming thing is taking a toll on me. Also, the fact that I have the 2 jobs, too. But keep this in mind, the podcast is not going anywhere. The podcast will still be here. It's just that it won't be a live format for the time being. The podcast will still be on iTunes, still be on Stitcher, still be on SoundCloud and Google Play Music for you guys to download, all that fun stuff. But for the time being, this podcast will not be a live stream. I hope you all understand what's going on. All right. And before we get into this review, I want to give a quick thanks and a shout out to Kenny Killa from the Sunday Segway Wrestling Podcast. I was a guest on this podcast early in the day. It's up already. We predicted Hell in a Cell and talked other topics as well. So if you guys haven't checked that out, go check it out. Search up the Sunday Segway Wrestling Podcast up on iTunes, Stitcher, and Podomatic. But anywho, enough about all that. Guys, this is the Hell in a Cell 2016 review. I know I kept on saying it, repeated it, repetitive now. But yeah, guys, Hell in a Cell is in the books already. And as always, I am not alone. I am, again, always will be that Peruvian fat fuck, Peruvian strong style heel Steven. And I'm joined here by my brother from another mother, all the way from New Orleans, Louisiana. I hope I said it right. The host of the 2017 YWC debate, the one, the only. Take it away, buddy.
This is Matt from In the Rope Show. Thank you, Steven, for having me on. I haven't been doing a lot of reviews, so this is kind of special for me, especially since it was such a historic night for the WWE. because this is the first time that the United States Championship was defended in a Hell in a Cell. I mean,
Not
this
only
is absolutely historic.
I know,
Thank you
right?
for having me on so we can talk about Rusev and Roman Reigns. It's one of the most important things that happened tonight. That's what everyone's buzzing about.
I know,
I know
right?
I'm buzzing about it. The cockfist is alive and real tonight, Steven.
Oh my God, I believe it too. It's live and running. Come on, seriously, no. We all know what happened tonight. History was made. Women's wrestling today was amazing. I think every woman, every wrestling fan, period, is happy with the performance of the women tonight. And no, we're not talking about Bayley. We're not talking about Dana Brooke. We're talking about Sasha Banks and Charlotte, which we'll get into later on. I know a lot of people are feeling some kind of way about this. I know a lot of people right now are upset. For some reason, I don't know why. Fuck it. You know what? Let's get into it right now. Let's get into this right now, Matt. You saw the match.
Sure, that's the main event, Steven.
I know, but right now, like I feel like a lot of people right now are are feeling some kind of way. Like I'm seeing it on social media, and it's very disgusting. Okay, I get it. A lot of people were not happy with the way it ended. Honestly, myself included, I wasn't happy with it. But at the end of the day, you know what? Fuck how it ended. Let's be fucking happy that for once WWE took a risk and put the women out there at the end to close the show. A pay-per-view that mattered. It's not a network special, not a Raw, not a SmackDown, not a main event. A pay-per-view. And they had them headline it. We saw history in the making, bro. History in the fucking making.
Look, yes, we did, and that was an absolutely fantastic main event. But let's talk about all the other shit before we get to that.
Fine, you want to do that? Let's do that. Let's do that. And after that, we'll take a couple of your calls and get this through. And guys, again,
Steven, I don't know what's going on, but I'm hearing myself right now.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
How bad is it? Are you hearing yourself right now?
I mean, I just hear myself. I don't know. Like I hear myself through my own headphones. It's killing me.
I'll get this fixed right now. 1 second here, all right?
Fix it, Steven.
Fix it,
now,
damn it.
While you do that, I'll sing a little transition song. Oh, it's fixed. Okay, never mind. You're not gonna hear a song.
Cool then. It's fixed really? Is it really fixed?
Yeah, you fixed it. I don't know what you did, but you fixed it.
I didn't do shit, dude. I didn't do fucking anything.
Get the magic touch, unlike Dixie Carter.
Oh
man! Everything she touches dies.
Oh damn! Here we go. You're gonna piss off the TNA apologist right now. God damn it! But that's around. But that's right now is around the point. All right, guys. Which fun fact? At the end of this podcast, I'm gonna play for you guys a Dixie Carter rap song. Yes, I've created a Dixie Carter rap song. Keep this in mind, I am not the best rapper in the world. I have no rhythm. So
I think you're a better raper than a rapper.
That's around the point, dude. What happened in Dallas State?
Their ears.
What happened in Dallas stayed in Dallas, okay? That's all I'm saying.
All right, so let's get to the pre-show, huh?
Yeah, so right now in the chat we have Thrash Maniac, Michael Miner, Chase Allen, Deanna Hartz, apparently. Yeah, and the Chase Allen again. And apparently some Sasha Banks account, whatever that may be. Okay. Yeah, let's get to the whole show overall. Overall, I'm not gonna lie. I thought the pay-per-view was a very, very solid pay-per-view. An improvement from Clash of Champions, but still SmackDown Live has the upper hand. Which, fun fact, Matt, I am going to SmackDown this coming Tuesday.
Really?
I'm going to SmackDown Live. That's right.
How'd you score those tickets?
Ticketmaster, people. Ticketmaster. So, yeah. So, let's get started with this, shall we? So, we had the pre-show, Matt. We had a 6-person tag. We had Lince Dorado, Cedric Alexander, and I want to say Sin Cara versus Arya Daivari, Tony Nese, and Drew Gulak. Overall, for what it was, I thought it was an exciting match to kick off the pre-show. You know, to get people out there, get people hyped up. At the end of the day, when all said and done, Cedric Alexander got the win for his team by pinning Drew Gulak. What do you guys say about that, brother?
Apparently, Vince McMahon thinks that by throwing all their cruiserweight talent in a giant clusterfuck match that people would actually care. But honestly, this just proves that Vince McMahon has absolutely no idea what to do with the cruiserweight division right now in the WWE. On Raw, they just have random matches. Why can't we have more than one feud in the cruiserweight division? You got 3 hours of Raw to fill up. Why don't you actually do something with the goddamn talent? That's what I gotta say.
I get it, at the same time, but I think right now the point is they're still trying to establish one feud. I agree, there should be more than one feud right now in the cruiserweight division. But this is the way it is. I think the focal point right now is Brian Kendrick right now and DJ Perkins, which we'll get into also because I have a lot to say about that match. I have a lot to say, but nonetheless, good to see Cedric get the win for his team. Would you agree, bro?
Yes, it was a good pre-curtain jerker match, I guess.
Absolutely.
But hopefully they do something with it.
All right, D and Hearts. I have to go back to work, fellas. I'll watch when I'm done by cleaning. You do that. Chase Allen writes, I don't really care who won either. I'm glad they just put on a great match, and that's what it's all about, which we'll get into also later on. All right. So let's get to this full pay-per-view, the full card, the main card, if you will. All right. It kicked off with the first Hell in a Cell. You know what's funny? A part of me was saying, "Oh my God, what if they put the women on first?" Can you imagine that?
And that's honestly what was going through my head. I can hear myself again, Steven. You're fucking up.
It's Skype, dude. Just go with the flow, dude. Just go with the flow, brother. Go with the flow.
So I figured with this pay-per-view, either Vince McMahon was going to put the women's match at the beginning of the show or the end of the show, and he did not disappoint. And thank God they opened up with Roman Reigns and Rusev. I was very happy with them opening with that.
I think all of us
And this is history, though, Steven. This is what I was alluding to earlier. This is what is so historic about the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. For the first time ever, we have the United States belt being defended inside of a Hell in a Cell. That is the most historic thing that has come out of the WWE since Chris Benoit. I mean, that is just brilliant.
Wow, you just said brilliant things to Chris Benoit. And you know what, teach their own. But overall, the first match was Roman Reigns versus Rusev Machka for the U.S. title. The first time the U.S. title was put in a Hell in a Cell match.
Historic, Steven.
Historically. Matt, did you know there were 3 main events tonight? Not just 1, not just 2, but 3 main events.
Triple main event.
It's what the people want, Michael. It's what the people want.
I'll this though, Steven. I mean, Roman Reigns is not what the people wanted because they booed the fuck out of this man.
It was back and forth. It was back and forth, dude. Come on. It was back and forth.
Like 70% Rusev, maybe 30% Roman, maybe. I'm being generous.
I'll admit, I thought the wrong person won tonight. I'll admit that. I'm a Roman guy, and I'll admit that. To me, the wrong person won. To me, this match wasn't bad. I thought for what it was a solid match. What got to me is, again, does Roman really need to be that strong here? You couldn't throw Rusev a bone. Yes, Rusev looked offensively dominant in certain areas. But in any match, when you get put an accolade on it with a chain covered around you, that's it. It's over.
And I agree that definitely should have been the finish for this match. With actually, you know what they should have done, in my opinion, that would have made both competitors look very strong, as Vince McMahon would always say. If Rusev put Roman Reigns in the accolade with the chain and had Roman Reigns pass out, that would have been a really good finish, in my opinion.
I agree. I hear you, dude. I totally agree with that.
I think that would have made Rusev look strong. Technically, Roman wouldn't have tapped, and it allows them to continue the feud. But right now, this seems like kind of the end of the Roman Reigns-Rusev feud, so it's curious what's going to happen. I mean, obviously, right now, going into Survivor Series, the WWE probably isn't going to do anything with Roman or Rusev, so...
I mean, most likely, honestly, I see Roman being part of Team Raw for Survivor Series. Do you see that, dude?
Probably. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're probably not going to get anything. We're probably not going to get any... Stop. we're probably not going to get anything
for the U.S.
of
title.
significance or importance with them going forward. So stop.
The
Should see
cat dude.
Zach right now.
It's your cat dude.
He's showing me his dick.
Oh, okay. Show me that. There you go. He got the magic stick. I don't.
That's how we do it. But no, like I was saying, I think the feud's over now. They're just gonna put Roman Reigns and probably Rusev. Raw is probably gonna do this weird thing for Team Raw where they're gonna put adversaries on the same team, and they might put Rusev and Roman together, which would be weird. But I see Foley doing that, and we're not gonna have another feud for the U.S. title until after Survivor Series. So yeah, I don't see anything significant happening after this, which is unfortunate because Rusev is a very talented wrestler, and I hope the WWE eventually does something important with him. And possibly, who knows? He could very well, I'm not going to necessarily say win the Royal Rumble, but
Talk about
probably have a
Rusev.
very good showing.
Talk about Rusev.
Probably is a very, very good showing at the Royal Rumble. I'm
Wait,
not going to say win.
In the Alamo Dome, in that 70,000 seat dome, like, listen, we all know what's gonna happen. They're gonna have the big dog. Oh, believe that.
No.
It's gonna. I'm just kidding. No, it's not happening. We know it's not gonna happen. I agree, dude. I think honestly, Rusev showed tonight. He could be a big time player in the long run. He could be someone that you can put out there in the Rumble. Honestly, I'm not saying beat Roman's record of 12 eliminations. But have a dominant run like Diesel back in '94. Remember that when he eliminated like 7 people? That's what you want to show from Rusev. Rusev Machka. But to me, honestly, we can all agree across the board that Rusev tonight should have gone over. And at least, again, thrown him a bone because, again, he needed it. You know what I mean? He needed the win.
And here's what really worries me. And this is something that I talked about, and you, for the longest time, were defending Roman Reigns, saying that Roman will get over, that Roman is fantastic. He's still not getting over. And it doesn't seem like
he's over in certain cities. He's over. Obviously, this is Boston. This is, the Northeast is smart town USA. To be fair, last week on Raw, he was getting a pop. But again, listen, I agree.
What's crazy, though, he's already getting the John Cena treatment so early in his career. It took Cena a good couple of years, maybe 6 years, for the fans to be divided on him at least. With Roman so early into his main event push, well, now I guess not so much main event, but so early into his actual push, the fans are treating him like a John Cena, and I don't see it getting any better.
Not the only one to do it. Honestly, like I said before, I think the move should be, hey, just pull the trigger, make him a heel. Because again, at least if you make him a heel, it could do wonders for him. Like it did wonders for Rock. Now, obviously, we're not comparing Dwayne and Roman now. They're 2 different people. You know what I mean? But who's to say? You get what I'm going with that, though? Like, do you kind of...
Yeah, and I was, I could definitely have seen the Usos, even though they're on SmackDown, but if they were on Raw, I could have seen the Usos and Roman kind of doing a Samoan version of the Nation of Domination. That would be fucking fantastic, in my opinion. You could have a cocky, arrogant heel Roman Reigns with his boys, the Usos, kind of just wrecking shit on Raw. I feel like that would be a fantastic way to establish him as a good heel. But to each their own. Who knows? They're going to keep him as a face. The fans are still going to boo him. They're going to treat him like John Cena. And that's just what we got. But thankfully he's in the mid card and he's not in the main event. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, come on, the mid. Come on, we all know tonight was the main event. It's the main event.
It was the historic first time ever of the U.S. title being defended inside of a Hell in a Cell. We cannot disagree on that.
Exactly, absolutely.
Let's move on, Steven.
Move on to the next match on this card. We had Bayley versus Dana Brooke. I'll be honest, this match was shit in my opinion. It was short. I went to the bathroom, I came back, and it was over.
Yeah, I did not care about this at all.
The thing about it, I love Bayley. You know what I mean?
Dana should go back to NXT.
Honestly, I think they both should go back. I think they both should go back to help establish, well, at least in Bayley's case, in her defense, have her help develop the women that are currently there, like the Mandy Roses, the fucking what's the other bitch's name? Fucking NXT. Aaliyah's, the Peyton Royce's. You kind of get where I'm going with this. Like, help develop these women, get them ready.
Yeah.
You know, because think about this: if you're NXT right now, you have to call Mickey James to come back and wrestle Asuka.
God, I love Mickey James.
And I know you're the biggest Mickey. I know you're the biggest Mickey fan.
Mm-hmm.
But what gonna happen? Takeover. She's gonna get her ass kicked by Asuka. We all know that already.
Let's be honest. She's still gonna kick out.
Most likely. Maybe she's gonna get behind Asuka and she's gonna grab her by the pussy. Believe me.
Well, Steven, I want to say a little bit about Bayley. The more I've watched her, the less I like about her. The gimmick is almost like, I'm not saying she's retarded, but she's like a child.
That's the
she's
gimmick,
like a
dude.
Child inside of like a woman's body. It's weird. It's like really weird. And I don't know why people like that.
It's like, you know what it is, dude? It's like that girl in school that was in, like, you know, in school you have your crowds, right? You have that one person that's innocent that wouldn't hurt a fly. You know what I mean? But everyone but everyone had that person's back. You know what I mean? Everyone had that one person's back. But that person was innocent, wouldn't hurt a fly, wouldn't sneak out the house and go to a house party, nothing like that. Never once had a sip of liquor in his or her life. That's Bayley.
Yeah, I guess I get that. I just can't get behind that character. I guess I'm just the exact opposite. I'm the antithesis of what she represents.
Oh, dude, I know.
So when I see her, I'm just like...
We were there, dude. I know. We were there. Fuck. Still recovering from that day in Dallas.
But yeah, that's a personal... I just don't like the character. I guess I can see why people would like that innocent, childlike character, but as kind of a, 24-year-old, I watch that, who drinks and curses and has sex and whatnot. I see that, and I'm like, no,
what the fuck is
I'll
this
pass.
Shit? What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, what is it? This no, I don't. Like, and it's weird. Like, if anyone were to tell me, yeah, she's hot, I jerk off to that. I'm like, she's like a 12-year-old girl, basically. Like, that's weird. Don't do that. It's like child pornography at that point. I don't know. I just think the Bayley character is really fucking weird. I might be the only one, but I just think it's very odd. Yeah, and Dana needs to fucking go. She needs to go to NXT, just get away. She's horrible. Sorry, she's just really bad.
I mean, honestly, again, this is what happens when you date. I won't say his name, but I know that will get you upset.
Well, let's move on, because, yeah, this match was shit. We spent too much time talking
about this. I know, right? Our review on that match lasted longer than the match. That's when you know when a match is bad. We had the fucking suburban gangster from the suburbs, Kaz and Enzo versus the club, Andy and the big gal. So they were calling Luke Gallows here and shit. I'll be honest, I'm happy that the club won. They needed a win. Because let's be fair about it. Ever since the club came to WWE, they have been treated like shit. And they do not deserve that treatment. Let's face it, this is a tag team that was dominant in Japan. Multiple times IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Carl Anderson, a G1 finalist back in 2012. And you have this guy getting pinned every single Monday night. Every single match he's the one getting pinned. Don't get me wrong, again, I'm happy that they won. But at this point in juncture, what does that even mean now? Because a part of me still feels like, they're damaged goods now.
Yeah. So, if the club feuds again with the New Day, I don't want to watch that. That's what I'm saying. We already saw that. They lost. The WWE is kind of royally fucked the tag team division on Raw.
You're telling me.
They have made the New Day so dominant over everyone, except for Enzo and Kaz. They've made them so dominant that the tag team division's kind of stale on Raw. It's very, very stale. And here's the interesting thing. I've been kind of mulling over this. As it pertains to Enzo and Kaz, they really don't need to win the belts. I mean, down the line, yes, but they don't need to win them from New Day. Because, and the reason I say that, Enzo and Kaz don't even need the belts. They're already over, right? So it wouldn't really help them to get the belts. It wouldn't really, push them over the top, in my opinion. I think eventually, when they're going up against a heel team, sure. But I don't see a reason to put them against the New Day and try to have the fans pick a side, because then you're kind of fucking with a winning formula with New Day. You don't want to turn them heel, and you don't want to turn Enzo and Kaz heel. So I think that they made the right decision by having the club go over, so it gives Enzo and Kaz something to feud over, because they were kind of in a fucking purgatory on Raw, doing absolutely nothing. So now at least there's a reason for them to be on Raw instead of fucking giving out title belts to Susan G. Komen foundations and botching.
Oh, I
So
remember that. The table
hopefully,
fucking broke. That was funny. It was like, how do I put it? It wasn't like funny, like, oh my god, what happened, but funny that happened like the fucking Enzo. You know what I mean?
oh yeah. So hopefully the feud is actually interesting. It goes a while, and then when you have somebody go over, who knows? Maybe Cesaro and Sheamus will win the belts from the New Day at a later date. And if that happens, Enzo and Kaz should definitely feud with Cesaro and Sheamus and win the belts from them. But they should not win the belts from New Day, in my opinion.
I hear you, dude. But at the end of the day, listen, we all know the New Day. They're gonna go on, which we'll get into later. We'll get into that whole later. But obviously, at the end of
Yes.
the day, the club got the win here. They pinned Enzo, which was music to my ears. But still, at this point, I just think they're damaged goods, man. This is my honest opinion on it. But we'll see. After this, we get the second Hell in a Cell match, and right here, I thought, oh my god, they're really gonna go with the women. And then I
Yeah.
heard,
I'm
them.
gonna grab something to drink, just kind of set the mood for the match. Keep talking.
No problem, no problem. As Matt gave something to drink, let you guys know this is episode 169 of the TEAMHEEL podcast. This podcast is available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, Google Play Music. That's right, episode 169. Get it? 69! 69, because everyone's fucking favorite number, 69, right? But this Hell in a Cell match, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, let's be real, when you saw the cell coming down, a part of y'all were thinking, oh my god, they're going to go with Charlotte and fucking Sasha Banks. Oh my god, the IWC was going to go on a tirade. But they were smart. They were smart not to make that match go. Right there, as we speak, they had Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, which I thought was an amazing match. You could even say up to that point, that was probably the match of the night.
Yes, I would definitely agree with you. It was the match of the night up until that point. It was the second best Hell in a Cell match of the night, and they had some really good spots. They really did. I feel like they utilized the cell properly, which I feel like is a kind of a mistake that the WWE does when they have Hell in a Cell matches, where basically it's a regular match inside of a cell that didn't really feel like a Hell in a Cell match. They implemented the cell just enough to where I feel like it actually worked as a Hell in a Cell match, and they beat the fuck out of each other. They
Not only
really did.
that, not only that, but for a match that, let's face it, didn't deserve to be in Hell in a Cell. These
No.
guys went out there and they went to fucking work. Holy crap, and I'm just proud of them. I'm just happy. And obviously, I'll be honest, Jericho coming in, was it too much? Fuck yeah, it was too much. Did it take away from the match? A little bit it did. Seth managed to fight, kept the zone, he did. The funny moment obviously was Kevin No fucking turn on the fire extinguisher on the fucking referee. Cause you know
that was hilarious.
Cause you know Matthew from Botch is gonna have a fucking field day with that. But nonetheless, it was an amazing match. Then we had the chair shots to Rollins, the pop-up powerbomb for the win from Kevin Owens. And obviously, hashtagging still the greatest Universal Champion of all time, the longest reigning champion. And I'm not just saying that because I'm wearing this shirt right now, but Kevin Owens.
And can we just say, one of the coolest spots in this match, and I think one of the more underrated aspects of Seth Rollins is his strength, because he literally deadlifted Kevin Owens up in the air and power bombed him through 2 tables. That was fucking amazing.
You know why? That's why they call him the CrossFit Jesus, right? CrossFit Jesus.
No, he's fucking strong. He is very underrated. Like, he actually is pretty goddamn strong. So yeah, kudos to both men. They pulled out all the stops, gave us a hell of a Hell in a Cell match, and I was very impressed. And I was happy with the finish. Kevin Owens needs to retain. He needs to go forward. Obviously, like we said earlier with the U.S. title match, we're not really going to get a major feud for the Universal title until after Survivor Series, because they're going to do this Team Survivor Series BS. And once again, I think they're going to do like Rusev, Jericho, Owens, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins all on the same team. I have a feeling. That's a prediction right here. They're all going to be on the same team.
Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. I'm just reading the comments. Yo, I posted a thing on Facebook. It is completely like blowing up right now. Holy shit, it's blowing up like crazy.
What's blowing up?
So I posted a thing on Facebook regarding the Hell. We'll get into that at the end. We'll get into that at the end, all right?
Sure.
All right, we'll say that for the end here, but wow, yeah, again reading the comments. Steven, this is mine. We gotta make him look strong. We gotta get him over no matter what. LOL by Chase Allen. Check out Chase Allen. Check out his channel, by the way, guys. Go show him some love. All right, just saying. But yeah, overall though, again, Kevin Owens, Rollins, an amazing match. Those two, again, up to that point, in my humble opinion, that was the match of the night.
Yes, agreed.
They were really much saying, listen, we know the women are gonna fucking shit on us, but follow that. Attempt to, even though they did, but still, you know. But then we get into the match that fucking pissed me off. TJ Perkins and Brian Kendrick for the Cruiserweight title. Here's my thing, right? How in the fuck does WWE expect us, the fans, to be invested in these cruiserweights when you put them on the dead hour? It's bad enough you put them on Raw on the 3rd hour when everyone's fucking tired, everyone's fucking dead. How do you expect us to be invested when you put them on the fucking almost at the end of Kevin Owens and fucking Rollins, when they fucking tore the house down and these people are fucking dead and tired from cheering? Why, oh fucking why, do you put them on after when the crowd is dead? And people chanting, boring, boring, CM Punk, CM Punk, which I don't know why fucking people are chanting that still. Why? I mean, can you blame them?
No. This was definitely one of the weaker matches of the night. And here's the problem. The WWE is not doing enough to get the fans behind TJ Perkins. Yeah, he has a kind of a catchy entrance and a kind of a catchy song, but the guy is bland. He's boring. He's not good on the mic. His character is just meh. So I think that's also a part of it. Yes, you're right. It was definitely a mistake on the WWE's part to put this match where it was. Maybe they should have done Enzo and Kaz versus the Club here, so you could have had Enzo get the crowd amped up again after all that excitement. That might have helped. But you have to also agree, or kind of see it from the viewpoint of, why should the fans be invested in something that the WWE is half-assing? Because they're kind of half-assing this feud. And the reason I say this is because they're doing the stereotypical formula with this feud, where it's match, 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 match. There's not much of a storyline here. It's very thin here.
Not only that, but how do you expect these guys to go out there, but yet you give them the format of the Raw format, the main roster format?
Yes.
Like, if you watch the Cruiserweight on the Cruiserweight Classic, and then some of them on NXT, it's a whole different thing. But yet on Raw, they wrestle like everyone, like they wrestle the same like fucking everyone else. Why? They're supposed to be unique. They're supposed to be special. Even with the shitty purple, like, it's bad enough they're giving purple fucking ropes. Then, now, you stamp the canvas with cruiserweights?
And
I'm just nitpicky with it.
to another degree too, Steven. I feel like Brian Kendrick is a great worker. He is. He's great in ring psychology. I feel like he can get a good match out of pretty much anybody. Here's an issue, though, I have. With the WWE touting the cruiserweight division as a fast-paced, high-octane, energetic style, why in the bluest of blue fucks are you having all of their title matches with TJ Perkins and Brian Kendrick being slow-paced matches, right? That's also not going to excite fans because there was nothing exciting or jaw-dropping about the action in the ring, in my opinion.
I agree.
Right?
Amen, brother.
They're not differentiating this cruiserweight division from normal matches that you would see on Raw. I mean, they are with the other thrown together tag matches where they do flippy flips all the time, right? But in the actual title matches, there should be more excitement in the actual in-ring product, right? I feel like we're seeing bigger moves out of like Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins or these other matches that aren't cruiserweight matches, right? The cruiserweight matches, that's when we should see all the flips and kicks and crazy shit that we don't normally see heavyweights do. So when you have these slow-paced title matches for the cruiserweight belt, it's boring. It's like, okay, how is this? This isn't the cruiserweight division. Why are they doing submission moves? And furthermore, why is TJ Perkins' fucking finishing move? What is it, a knee bar? But he doesn't actually target his opponent's knee. That shit is stupid. They need to change that finisher right there. But I'm digressing.
I know.
There's a
like,
lot wrong with
not only
this.
that, but again, the finish was apparently Brian Kendrick was trying to go for slice spread number 2. Apparently, he pretended that he tweaked his knee, which then ended up with Perkins putting his guard down, which he did. But he should have known. Like, come on. Like, you knew it was going to happen a mile away. You knew it was going to happen.
But
Kendrick
I'll
headbutts
agree,
him.
though, but I'll disagree to an extent. I think the finish was creative.
But how
But
many
at the
times have we
same
seen it,
time,
though?
I thought it was sloppy.
How many
I thought it
times
was
have we seen
sloppy
it, though?
because it took forever. Should have been a little faster, but whatever.
And there was a botch. And there was a botch, too. Kendrick tried to
Yes.
tie up Perkins with his tape, and the tape broke, so that was funny as hell.
Yeah, and there were botches, and there was a lot of shitty shit. But like I said, other than that, there's just a lot wrong with the cruiserweight division, and the WWE needs to fix it and fix it ASAP. Because another thing too, with all these wrestlers in the cruiserweight division, they all look the same, right? Nobody stands out to me except the masked wrestlers with actual masks on their heads. But other than that, character-wise, they all look bland. They all sound bland. Yeah, some of them are kind of exciting in the ring, but if the fans can't be invested in the actual stories or characters, there's no reason to actually watch this high-octane style in the ring. So it's just something the WWE needs to fix. Then I think we should move on.
I agree, but at the same time, end of the day, Brian Kendrick is now the Cruiserweight Champion.
Yes.
How long do you see his... honestly, here's my other question, too. Before I get into the whole Kendrick thing, right? Where the fuck is Jack Gallagher at? Where the fuck is Akira Tozawa? That's my question. Why isn't Neville put in the Cruiserweight division, but Sin Cara is?
That's another thing too, right? A lot of the roster is kind of the size of the cruiserweights, right? Like Sami Zayn should be in the goddamn cruiserweight division. What the hell, right? I mean, why not use some of your established guys to get over some of these younger guys that are a lot, that are not as known, right? I don't know what the WWE is doing.
To answer Dean Hart's, we're taking calls after this review. We'll be taking calls after this review. We'll be taking live calls, rapid, quick calls, and then we'll move on from here. All right. So
but
let's
yes,
continue.
thank God the Brian Kendrick is our champion. I like that. He actually has charisma, a personality. He's good in the ring. No problems with this. I do not like TJ Perkins. And hopefully Brian Kendrick can feud with somebody else moving forward so we can actually get more of an entertaining feud. And I just want characters in the Cruiserweight division. Just something. Give me some charisma. It's like a charisma tornado has hit the cruiserweight division, and we've been sucked of all the fun.
Listen, I love Rich Swann. I love the guy. You know what I mean? I followed him on the independents. But even the dancing, that shit at times gets annoying. Even though he's been doing that dancing on the indies, he's been doing it with Ricochet, and it worked on the independents. But that shit started to get stale to me, bro.
And you know why it doesn't work in the WWE? Because the WWE has always given us African Americans that shuck and jive and dance. And when we finally see somebody who's really good at it, that's naturally good at it, all we can think about is the WWE is racist. So
not only that, but I was thinking, okay, they had him on the pre-show panel, right, for a hot minute. I was expecting a dance with him, Booker T. Can you imagine that? The battle of the Spinneroonie. I don't know if Booker T can still even do one, but that's just saying.
Probably,
you know?
yeah. Yes,
let's
Cruiserweight division, WWE, please fix it. Let's move on to an even worse match.
It's so messed up. It's so crooked right now. It's so dirty. We're gonna clean up the Cruiserweight division. We're gonna clean up Washington. We're gonna bring back law and order. Believe me. We're gonna make the Cruiserweight division great again. Believe me.
And you know how they do that? They build a wall. Between the WWE and the indie scene, so you can keep away these guys.
We're gonna build a giant wall between All Pro Wrestling and TNA. Block TNA. We're gonna make wrestling great again. Believe me. I'm just kidding. I don't want to piss off the Dixie Carter apologists by any more.
Let's talk about the next horrible match.
Oh fuck! The New Day and Sheamus and Cesaro.
Oh, that was bad.
It was brutal. Shitty finish. So the whole classical, it seemed like Sheamus and Cesaro were gonna win. That's what it seemed like, right? Cesaro had fucking Xavier Woods. Here's my thing, right? They were in Boston. Why the fuck didn't Kofi Kingston wrestle tonight? They're in their hometown. They were in his hometown. Why the fuck didn't Kofi wrestle tonight?
Because his hometown is Kingston, Jamaica.
Nah, but still, he got on a promo says, you know what? He's from Boston. He said it. Why the fuck didn't he wrestle tonight? Would have made a lot of sense, if you ask me. That's just me, of course, but nonetheless, this match was brutal. This match was brutal. This match was just all over the place. Ended it with Cesaro locking the sharpshooter on Xavier Woods. It seemed like he was gonna tap out, but he did eventually. But Sheamus grabbed Francesca number 2, attacked Big E, and apparently Kofi went to attack Sheamus. But keep in mind, Kofi wasn't the legal man in the match either. The referee rang the bell. As he ran for the bell, Xavier Woods tapped out. So,
yeah, it was bad.
It was brutal. It was just hot garbage.
So obviously this will lead to another match between them, and I don't care.
I don't care either. You know where this is going. Team L 2.0. I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow on Raw there's a rematch and the New Day still retain. I wouldn't be surprised.
And I guess for the Raw, tag team elimination Survivor Series match, you'll probably get Cesaro and Sheamus, New Day, and probably I don't know. What is it? Is it 5? Is it 5 wrestlers or 5 teams?
I think it's 5 wrestlers and there's 5 teams. I think they're doing multiple Survivor Series matches. I know because I know they're doing also a women's one. So
yeah, but my question is, for Raw, does Raw pick 5 tag teams and SmackDown picks 5 tag teams, or
I think
how many tag teams per show?
I think so. I think that's how it works out.
So it's a 10-man.
Because I know SmackDown's doing a tournament right now to see who qualified for Team SmackDown as far as the tag teams are concerned. So that's all I know for now. I know the Hype Bros, I think they're in it. I could be wrong on that, but whatever. I just put in juncture.
Ridiculous. All right, so let's get to the
main event, the creme de la creme here, which people, to my surprise, were bitching about. Sasha Banks versus Charlotte in the Hell in a Cell. The match that everyone wanted to go last. The match that everyone wanted to see in Hell in a Cell. Overall, amazing. I thought it was an amazing match. What do you think, Brother Matthew?
It was a spectacle. on so many levels. On the historic basis of a women's title match actually main eventing, that was, check that off your bucket list, something you finally got to see as a wrestling fan. The fact that they actually allow these two women to not just wrestle, but to beat the fuck out of each other, to use weapons, to actually use the cell to go through tables. These are spots that are reserved only for men in the WWE. And the WWE finally allowed these women to display toughness, to show that they could go toe to toe with the men and, in some cases, actually outperform them. In my
Exactly.
opinion, this was the match of the night for the show.
Exactly, and it had that feel as well. The entrances, um, Charlotte came out being carried to the ring. Sasha came out to the same escalade she came out at Takeover Brooklyn, which I was at last year. It had that big deal vibe. It was in Boston, Massachusetts. Um, and again, this match was just balls to the wall. The cell was lowering down. Charlotte got the upper hand, attacked her. Then she power bombed her through the announce table. Literally before the bell even fucking rang.
And the kind of an interesting caveat, I'm sure you knew this too, Stephen. It was kind of a callback to Mick Foley's Hell in a Cell match or Mankind's against The Undertaker, right? Where they put
Yeah,
him on a stretcher, they tried to take him out, and then he walked back into the match the same way that they tried to take Sasha out, and she went back in the match. That was definitely a tribute
what was
to
funny?
Mankind.
What was funny? She was beating the fuck out of the EMT guy. That was funny as shit, yo.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I don't know if you caught
Um,
that or not. She was beating the fuck
so
out of him. Like, what, bitch? What? Hell, am I
I
giving up my
like
title?
I like the start, in my opinion. I did, because it was definitely unique, and it was a cool little tribute to Mankind and the Undertaker. But I wish the actual spot that led to that was a little more brutal. The powerbomb was brutal, but I would have rathered something a little crazier, so it was a little more believable that she was really out of the match.
I agree with you,
That's
man.
definitely.
I agree. I agree. But nonetheless, listen. I thought the match was great for what it was. These two women went out to beat the fuck out of each other. They showed, hey, they can hang or be better than the men. And there are people that are complaining about the ending. Everyone has an opinion. That's fine. But people need to stop bitching and moaning. Be happy that the women actually main evented a pay per view. Be happy for women's wrestling. Because ain't that what we wanted at the end of the day? Women to be taken serious. No more of the bra and panty matches. No more of the fucking a minute and 2 second matches on Raw. Did people not want to see the fucking mud pit matches on Thanksgiving or fucking on SmackDown back in the day?
Oh, Zach wants to join.
We're about to wrap
You
up
want-
the show. I mean, we're about to
Okay.
wrap up the show, take calls, dude. So,
Okay, never mind.
yeah, dude.
He just told me. But
All right.
yes, you're right. I mean, no more piss breaks. Finally, women's wrestling is on the map in the WWE, and I was pretty damn impressed here. I'm not gonna lie, I was very impressed.
So was I. But people are complaining, oh, the finish was weak. What the fuck? Like, yo, people find excuses for everything. Like, it proves to me that professional wrestling fans, we have lowered our standards. You know it's bad when people find the most over thing on Raw being a fucking piece of paper on a fucking clipboard.
Oh yeah, things have most certainly gotten bad, but Steven, to be fair, with the match being as hyped up as it was, for it being as historic as it was, I think it would have been more appropriate to have more of an epic finish to the match. To be fair, right? I mean, this is the moment. This is Charlotte, Sasha, first time ever, two women in a Hell in a Cell, main eventing a major pay-per-view for the WWE. Go all out with a finish. Don't have Charlotte throw Sasha into a table twice. The table failed to break, and then her hit the finisher, and that's it. That was very disappointing.
I mean,
In my
to each their own. But I thought overall for what they did, It was
Yes.
amazing. What they did
No,
out there, they were.
overall, yes, it was historic. It was amazing. It should have main evented. I'm glad it did main event. But it's just a critique. It's a personal thing. I mean, yeah, like you're saying, somebody might have liked that finish. Maybe somebody thought it was very brutal. It felt realistic. But personally, I would have liked something else. But I do not think that it ruined the entire match. If you honestly believe that finish ruined the entire match, then I don't know
I
what you were watching.
Exactly. You probably watched some fucking, I don't know. I don't the fuck. You think about it. You knew they were not gonna climb top of the cell. There's not gonna be
No.
no blood. There's not gonna be no fucking thumbtacks. There's not gonna be no fucking someone falling from top of the cell. That was not gonna happen here. But the fact that there were women and they managed to work around it, I'm happy. And I think tonight, women's wrestling won tonight. Period. This goes out for all the women that had to sit there through all the bullshit over the fucking years. Tonight, this was their day. This was their moment. This was their glory. You know? That's just my take on the whole thing as well.
And Charlotte and Sasha will continue this feud. I think.
And I get why. I understand why they dropped the belt. Because, again, I said this before. I said this on the Lena's Raw After Party. Which, by the way, you guys should check out tomorrow, live after Monday Night Raw. Make sure you guys check that out on Elena Nicole's channel and all that fun stuff. But
Let's take some calls, huh?
But the point of the matter is this, though. The reason why they're doing that because they want it to be a hot feud, like a legendary feud down the line, like Trish and Lita. Obviously, in this case, it's had the belt rolled like a hot potato, though. Like eventually, someone like Sasha, someone like Bayley, someone like fucking Dana Brooke or fucking Nia Jax has to win the fucking women's title on Raw. You know what I mean? But that's down the line. But yeah,
can I say one thing real quick, Steven?
Sure. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think they want this to be historic. And you know what I think the next step is going to be?
WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania, we will have the first ever Iron Woman's match.
Could be. Like Brett and Shawn from like WrestleMania 12.
I think they're going to do a 60-minute Iron Woman match.
If they're going to do that, then it has to main event. It has to close the show. It has to.
Who knows?
Yeah. Again, it's 4 hours. I mean, who knows really, but
well, they could very well do that at Royal Rumble.
I mean, the Rumble match always goes last. Remember that. The Rumble match always goes last.
I know, but I'm saying they could have it on to kind of as a big match at a Royal Rumble. That could definitely be a good selling point. So my prediction is we will get that Iron Woman match, and that will end the feud. Whether that's at Royal Rumble or WrestleMania remains to be seen, but I guarantee you that will happen in the WWE in the coming year.
All right, so we're about to wrap up this show just a little bit. We want to take some calls. I know Matt, you have to step out in a little bit, or you have to go to bed or whatever.
Yeah, we can take.
I say for the next 30 minutes, and we'll just wrap up the show.
Sure.
30. So for the next 30 minutes, we're gonna take some live calls. Call in, guys. Give it your thoughts on the pay-per-view. What match did you enjoy? And your take on people complaining about the ending of the women's Hell in a Cell match. The lines are open, 718-473-0813. Let your voice be heard. Don't be intimidated. And if you're a first-time caller, let us know. And also, at the end of this podcast, I'm going to play the Dixie Carter rap song, the damn Dixie rap song for each and every one of you guys to check out and listen and laugh at, if you will. So, yeah, man, I mean, overall, man, Monday could be very interesting to see. Halloween edition of Raw. I'm going to SmackDown Live on Tuesday.
I'm going to get fucked up tomorrow. I'm not watching Raw.
Really? What's going on tomorrow, bro?
Yeah.
What's going on, bro?
I'm just going with some friends. We're going to go to this haunted house, and then we're going to get fucked up at a pub.
All right. Got a call here. 7-4s. Here we go. 748-740. You're on the air. Hello. You're on the air.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's me, Levi, a.k.a. Thrash Maniac 99. How's my two fellas doing?
Levi, how you doing, brother? How you been, man?
Just watching this madness go on your post.
Oh, I can imagine.
How's the NASCAR going, Levi?
Oh, you two and Connor all made the chase in my series, and Connor won the championship.
So-
and Steven won Rookie of the
That's
Year.
a bunch of shit, Levi.
So Levi, what's going on in my post? What's going on? Like,
It's Steven and Alex on that. I made a little post just to kind of sum up what I thought and left it at that.
all right. I mean,
And
what do
now,
you?
now me and Steven are kind of going back and forth on Facebook. He thinks I ain't getting it when I've told him every damn thing that's true and what I think.
Sounds
But
kind of
now,
kinky.
well,
What do you think? What do you think, though? Let people know. Let your voice be heard here live on the air, bro. Don't hold back. Be heard.
well, I keep seeing on the post that that Steven keeps saying that, oh, the women shouldn't have main evented because of reasons I'll get into. But yes, they deserve the main event spot for several reasons. One, first and foremost, it's history making. First time ever women are main eventing a pay-per-view and in a Hell in a Cell match. First time ever for women. So that's two historic things happening in one match. Reason number three, I already said two reasons, but reason number three, this match had a better built-up story than any match on the card, in my opinion. Yeah, Rollins and Owens has been the core story, but other than the comedy with Jericho and Owens with the list and everything, it's not really doing it enough. We need Triple H to come in to give us a reason why he turned on Seth and why he picked KO.
It's gonna happen eventually. I think honestly they're planning that for WrestleMania.
He's got to have to do it eventually.
I say
they
if anything,
need to hold off for as long as humanly possible.
I say at Survivor Series he comes out again, somewhere around Survivor Series time. Which, by the way, too, well, I didn't mention too. What kind of got to me too. They keep shoving this Goldberg and fucking Brock match down our throats. I don't give a fuck about Brock and Goldberg. I don't give a
Same
fuck.
here.
Yes, you do, Steven.
No,
you will like it.
I will like it and I'll enjoy it because damn it, it's what the people want.
If you ask me personally,
If you ask me
with the old Brock Lesnar Goldberg deal, that match is going to be worse than their Mania 20 match for the simple facts that Brock ain't nowhere near as good as he used to be because he still thinks he's in MMA and he does the same damn shit over and over again. And Goldberg is nearly 50 and he probably doesn't have what it takes to get it done in the ring anymore. Then again, he never really had. All he was good for was brief bursts of power.
Well, Levi,
that's just my opinion.
I'll actually have to disagree with you a little bit here. The reason why this will be better by default was the fact that the fans knew that both Lesnar and Goldberg were on their way out. That's why they shit on this match, right? And we haven't seen Goldberg wrestle in what, almost 12 years or longer. It's definitely been a long time. So the fact that Goldberg is returning has fans very excited. They're going to cheer for Goldberg. Yeah, it might be a bit of a split cheer, but they're going to cheer for him. And the fact that, this will probably be his last or his second to last match ever in his career is going to have fans excited. So it's going to feel like a big deal. And we can all shit on it all we want, but it's an attraction match.
I get that. But at the same time, though, why have this close your show? They're hyping it like the main event. It's going to be the main event of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's sad when you got to have these old part-timers come back to main event of the fucking pay-per-view. That's when it's...
I mean, and I agree. That's the state of the business right now, right? I mean, the WWE hasn't built up their stars enough, so they have to rely on the stars of the past to actually boost the ratings because the ratings have been so shitty because they're not building up their stars, right? So, and I hate that, but that's just the way it goes. And that's the way it'll go until they finally learn. And then when these old stars die out, they're eventually going to have to force themselves out of a hole. So we'll see.
Exactly. What about you?
Yeah, and like you brought up with how the main event is supposedly Goldberg and Brock. Like, part of this whole craziness that's going on your post even is this back and forth of who really should have main evented the card and stuff. I mean, yes, traditionally, most of us fans do think world title matches should go on last, but even in a perfect world, you have to make an exception. Like
not only that, you're in Boston, Sasha's hometown. Did you hear the reaction she got? The fucking reaction she got.
Yeah, and plus the match itself told a good story.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what would have happened? What the fuck would have happened if that match would have gone on first on the card? Can you imagine? Keep this in mind. What was on tonight? The World Series. Right? A part of me said, oh my God, because the fucking World Series didn't put that match first. Remember, AJ Styles and Cena Ambrose went on first because of the fucking debate. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh God, the World Series is on. They're going to fucking have Sasha and Charlotte go on first. But no, they didn't. They were smart. They were smart.
Can I just say one more thing about this match?
Sure, buddy.
The WWE really dropped the ball in one major aspect. Yes, this match was historic, but it could have been even bigger. If you're going to have two talented female wrestlers such as a Charlotte and a Sasha Banks main eventing in a Hell in a Cell for the Raw Women's Belt, this should have been the night where Sasha finally won the title. They should have had her chase after this belt and come short after match after match.
Dude.
And in her hometown in Boston, she should have won it in the main event.
Yeah.
So you're saying
I agree with that.
I hear you.
But at the same time, to me, the match was great for the simple fact that it told a story.
Of course.
And that's the thing a lot of wrestling fans tend to not care about as much as storytelling.
Yes.
All they care about is technical wrestling and high spots and spot monkey shit. They don't care about actually getting invested in a proper story in a match. That's what pro wrestling's supposed to always be about, is tell a story like as if it's a film or a comic book.
Yes, and they were telling a pretty decent story. But back to Steven's point, right? They're playing hot potato. They want this to feel like a major feud.
Yes.
But if they wanted this to feel like a huge moment, right? And it was historic. I'm not taking away from the fact that it was historic, but if they wanted to really put this over the top and really get the crowd freaking out at the end of the night, they should have had Sasha finally win the belt for the first time here. That's all I'm saying. I think that would have been the cherry on top of the cake here.
Yeah. Yeah, and before I go, just a couple quick things regarding that. Like, Sasha, in my opinion, should have won only because of the simple fact that they're tossing the belt around like a piece of candy like it used to be a long time ago. And that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Like, I get they want to feel hot, but Sasha should have at least a 2-month run with the title instead of always giving it back every month. That just feels too repetitious. And then number 2, bottom line was, great match, but the wrong person won. But other than that,
fair enough.
I enjoyed it. It
fair
was
enough.
fun.
I think end of the day, we shouldn't complain how it ended. At the end of the day, let's be happy. The fucking again, I give a massive fucking, but you kind of get the idea. Women's wrestling today was put on the map, and a lot of women's wrestling fans today pretty much had their moment, and we shouldn't take that away from them.
All right, Levi.
All right, Levi.
Calling, man.
I'll take more calls, right, Levi?
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Buddy.
And by the way, man, when you brought that whole thing up of Sasha should have won the title after a long build, that sounds like an idea for Adam Blompier on What Culture Do, how WWE should have booked.
Very bold, man. All right, take it easy, all right, brother?
All right. Mind if I plug my stuff real quick?
Sure, go ahead, my man. Take it easy.
Butt plug away.
All right. So you can subscribe to me at youtube.com/user/ThrashManiac99. You can follow me on Twitter at ThrashManiac99, Snapchat ThrashManiac99, Instagram ThrashManiac99, and my Facebook group ThrashManiac99.
All right, buddy. Take it easy.
I'm everywhere.
All right, buddy.
All right, you guys have a good night. Take care.
Bye, man.
All right. That was Thrash Mania, guys. Levi. All right, I'm going to take a couple more calls. We're going to be on to at least, I want to say
12:30.
Well, it's 101 over here right now. It's 101. And I know. So we'll be on for a little bit more, for the next 29 minutes. So you guys want to ask more, call in, ask some questions about the pay-per-view, what have you. Feel free. By the way, this coming Monday, we find out the big hearing on TNA. So that should be fun as well. 903, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What is up, buddy? Weston, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man.
That's fantastic, Weston. What do you have in mind? What do
What's
you
the
want
question, Weston? What do you want to know, man?
I'm busting out my Haruko Cosell impersonation right now.
Oh God.
Yeah. So it seems like everyone's a little mixed on Hell in a Cell, and I'm on the bad side. I think Hell in a Cell was just bad and just awkward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, and I understand a lot of people are activating their inner feminists, and they're like, we should at least be proud of the women, which, in a way we should, but at the same time, it didn't deliver like it was supposed to. This was supposed to be a history in the making match, and instead,
Well,
it
let me
just
ask you.
felt
So
awkward.
Wes, let me ask you a question, Weston. You're the booker for WWE. How you would have made this be a historical moment?
Just all you need is like that one little spot that makes people go crazy. Like, let's be real.
So okay, so what would have been the spot though? Keep this in mind as women. What you would have done, and don't say, "Oh, have Charlotte or Sasha jump off the sucker." We knew that was not gonna happen. But
Yeah, she was gonna obviously do a moonsault from the cell and kill herself. I think that would have been.
No. The only thing I would have done different, because again, like I was about to say, Hell in Cells are not necessarily remembered for the matches; they're remembered for the moment. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Shane and Taker, yeah, that wasn't a technical masterpiece, but people are going to remember it for what Shane did. So I think for Charlotte and Sasha, the easy booking here in order to make this a historic event would have been to, I would say, throw Sasha off the steel cage on the table.
Dude, did you notice? Did you notice? Who was in attendance tonight on Hell in a Cell? I don't know if you got caught the cameo. Who was fucking there?
Who?
Joe Cronin?
No, besides him.
Al Snow?
Chris Nowinski.
Oh, wow.
Was in attendance. Do you really want... by the way, Chris Nowinski is very, very pro, health and medical conditions and, anti-concussion, all that crap. So, can you imagine what would happen if you had done that shit in front of him? Oh my God,
Steven, I don't think that was a factor at all.
I'm just saying, imagine.
And you know what, Weston? I'm actually going to have to come to Steven's defense here for something. I see what you're saying, right? They could have had a big spot. They could have, but that wasn't the point of this match. The point of this match was the actual historic significance of having two women wrestle inside of a cell as the main event of a major pay-per-view. That was the selling point. It wasn't and yes, maybe they built it up that it would be brutal and it would change them forever. And we had those brutal spots. But Weston, you have to also view it as it's the WWE and its PG environment, right? For what we got, it was pretty good. For a PG Hell in a Cell, we got some pretty brutal spots.
Listen, I guarantee you, if this was 1998, there would have not been a women's Hell in a Cell match, period.
No.
There would have
we wouldn't have even gotten that. So Weston, I think we're all asking too much from the WWE because they wouldn't have given us blood, they wouldn't have given us somebody going over the top of the cell, and also they're I'm gonna sound sexist here, but they're a little more fragile than the male wrestlers, right? You don't want to injure them, and you would have had a higher chance because they're smaller than the heavyweights of actually injuring them if you put them into these higher risks, right? You can have them do crazy spots, but you're not going to have Charlotte do a damn moonsault from the top of the cell and break her ankles. The WWE wants to protect these women because, like Steven was alluding to, they want them to have a long-lasting feud, right? So you don't want to kill them in this match, and I feel like they did do enough to keep you invested, to keep it brutal, to keep the animosity up and the energy up. And I don't think that was the point of what went wrong here. It was the fact that the finish was anticlimactic and the WWE didn't build this properly to give it a big moment for Sasha at the end of the night to actually finally win the title. I think that's the problem. The problem is not the spots in the match because the spots were pretty damn good. Woo!
I get that. I really do. And I completely understand you, bro. But again, there should have been a much bigger spot than just, Sasha got powerbombed through the table. And by the way, Sasha's selling was terrible in this match, which is part of the reason why I just didn't get into it. I like the fact that two women were in Hell in a Cell, but these two women, they for some reason, something just doesn't work with them. Especially when you got Sasha overselling and Charlotte not really selling much at all. It seemed like Sasha, when she got injured, she was trying to sell the fact that she was practically almost dead. It seems like right when she was on the stretcher, all of a sudden she turned Super Saiyan and just started slapping everyone and then going in the ring and attacking Charlotte. It's like,
to be fair,
it just felt so awkward.
To be fair though, Brian did the same thing WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans,
and everyone loved it.
Mick Foley, Mankind in 1998 when he was fucking tossed off the fucking cell by Undertaker.
Exact same thing.
The exact same. Everyone fucking went ape shit. It doesn't
really
matter though.
was.
But the point of the matter that it actually happened. In this case with the woman, it doesn't change the fact that it happened. Again,
yes,
everyone has an opinion. Everyone has entitled to an opinion, but I feel like at the same time, Weston, give the women some credit. You know what I mean?
I am.
And Steven, I'm starting to see what you're talking about here. And Weston, this is no disrespect to you, but now listening to somebody else complain about this match, I'm now starting to see what you're talking about. People are now, we're all nitpicking here, right? Instead of focusing on the actual historic significance, we're just focusing and nitpicking on small little details that I almost feel at this point are insignificant.
Exactly.
It really is insignificant. If they would have done one more extra spot, that wouldn't have put this match over. It wouldn't have. The match was already over. It was already sold.
Was over. Yeah, the match was over when it was announced.
Yes.
The match was over when you had Mick Foley on Raw the fucking Raw before the pay-per-view. Poured his soul into that fucking promo.
Exactly.
Regarding Hell in a Cell.
And another thing in here, and I know everyone's like, "Oh, this is the rise of the women's division." To be honest, I don't think nothing's going to change in the women's division. I just feel like these girls are going to be boring.
Weston, I get the feeling you're going to be one of those guys that are going to tell his wife to make him a sandwich, right? It's going to be you.
Come on, Wes. You need to be progressive. You need to get with the times.
I get the feeling that you're going to be one of those guys that's going to grow up, you're going to get married, you're going to tell your wife, bitch, make me a fucking steak. Bitch, make me a sandwich.
Weston, you need to realize we're about to get a female president of the United States. All right, these are very progressive times. You need to move on with the times, Preston.
Hold on, I promise you, I am not as sexist. Just like everyone else, I just got an opinion.
It did not, and that's fair. But that's it. But if I'm a casual viewer, listen to this
Weston,
right now.
I was just fucking with you.
Yeah, me too. But it
seems like just because you got criticism about this match and for the fact that two women are there, that if you hate this match, you're a sexist.
Nobody should say that. Exactly. I think that is a ridiculous. And once again, I was joking. But
me too.
But what Steven and I are talking about, and what I'm now starting to realize, the more I'm talking about it, is as fans, we're just nitpicking at this point, right?
Exactly.
I mean, we're kind of
fans are period is nitpicking period for the fuck of it, because again, wrestling fans. It's like I said before earlier in the show. Wrestling fans today have lowered their standards. Wrestling fans today can't help but to bitch about the small things.
Yeah.
But what does lowering your standards have to do with having an opinion about this match?
Because everyone has to do that. Everyone has, again, an opinion. Oh, it should have gone this way. It should have not gone that way.
It doesn't seem like it goes together, because you're like, people are lowering their standards, but it's.
Well, let's put it this way. What's the most over thing?
Good, but we're lowering this match was, good for the people that liked it, but we're lowering your standards.
Because people are missing the point. This was, again, a historical moment. The fact that two women were inside a Hell in a Cell was supposed to be the most demonic structure. If this was any other era, this shit would have never fucking happened.
I guess what we're saying is, Weston, I guess the point is, right? For people saying this match sucked because it didn't have more spots, that's what we're talking about. Those are the people we're referencing. For people saying that it just sucked as a match, right? That it needed more spots to be an actual good match. That's pretty much what I'm talking about. The people that are saying that.
Same here. Same here,
because
dude.
then they're missing the point, right? They could have just had a regular technical match inside the cell, and it still would have been significant for the fact that they main evented, for the fact that two women were inside of a cell. They could have just stood there for all it fucking mattered. The fact that they were there and it happened was significant. That's the point, right? Regardless of the match being good or bad, it's still historically significant. And the fact that you have an opinion on whether or not you liked it doesn't make you more or less right or wrong. But for the people saying it's not significant or it needed a massive spot to actually get over, I think is ridiculous.
See, I don't think that way, and again, I'm not really saying you guys are saying that I'm thinking this way, but I'm not like that. I'm not like that with this match at all. Like, I'm not like, oh, they should have damn near killed themselves to have a good match, My problem with it is just the psychology in the selling. That's it.
Yeah, and you know what might have played into that, and I agree. The selling was kind of inconsistent at times. But man, I felt it. I was watching this match, and you could see it on Charlotte's face. Like, there were times where she was tearing up.
Everyone,
right? Because I feel like Charlotte and Sasha were like, at that moment, right? They realized, wow, we made it. Look how far the women have come, And maybe they got caught up in the moment during the match, and sure, I'm not going to make excuses for why they weren't selling at times or not selling enough, but fuck, man, you can make the same argument for Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins in their goddamn match where they were like super kicking each other and not selling the damn moves. I mean, it happens, sure.
Exactly.
It doesn't ruin the match. I mean,
it's the thrill, is the excitement, and it's one of those things that, again, what makes us fans, it makes us love professional wrestling. Let's be real about it. When fucking when Rollins fucking deadlifted Owens, everyone fucking went apeshit for that. Holy crap! It went to a botch, but fuck, it happened. But again, like, to each their own. Everyone has an opinion, and that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
But yeah, well, thank you for calling in, Weston. I think we're gonna take another call.
Just one more thing, and then I'll be gone. My overall thoughts is just this whole show is kind of underwhelming. But I give it a 5 out of 10, just being generous. And to end this, fuck Sami Zayn.
Well, Sami Zayn was on the show tonight, but okay. All right, well, take it easy.
I'm happy. I just don't like him.
All right, but take it easy, all right, man?
Bye,
Go make me a sandwich. All right, buddy. Go make me a sandwich. All right. All right there. Again, to each their own. What can I say? What can I say, dude? Hey.
I know. I mean, you can't win them all.
You can't win them all.
People don't like it, and
exactly.
that's not what Steve and I are talking about. You can have an opinion on whether or not you liked it, but if you say this match wasn't historically significant,
you're wrong.
You're wrong.
It was significant.
You're just wrong because it was.
This could easily be match of the year. Would you go that route? Match of the year?
I don't know if I'd go that far
candidate,
necessarily.
Or candidate for, like, the Slam's gonna come up in a couple of weeks. They're gonna probably nominate that match as match of the year. It won't win, but they'll probably nominate it.
Yeah, it'll be nominated. I don't want to prematurely say this was the match of the year. It was good. It was historically significant, but I don't know if I'd go that far. But once again, it was a very good match.
Yeah. So, guys, if you want to call in for the next 15 minutes, the number's on the screen, 718-473-0813. If you're someone listening for the first time, we encourage new callers to call in as well. Don't be shy, guys. Call in right now. Fuck your sandwich, Steven. I'm fucking around, Weston. Relax.
Yeah, if y'all disagree, if you think the match wasn't historically significant, tell us why. I would love to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
An opinion.
Exactly. If you thought this match, if you thought it wasn't significant, wasn't historical, let us know. Tell us why you thought it. It wasn't. Wasn't Killer Demons right here? Wasn't a bad PPV, but the main event stunk. I mean, to each their own, right? To each their own, right? I mean,
and Steven, you'll always have people, wrestling fans, who will say that women will never draw in wrestling.
Well,
that, you have the old school mentality still in people's minds. Honestly, I've always been a fan of women's wrestling. So this isn't a big shock to me, and this is actually positive for me, and this is something I really enjoy. So it's I think it's just it's a it's a different style of wrestling. It's, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. If you hate it, it's the way it goes. I mean, you can't force everyone to like it, I guess.
Exactly.
I don't
You
know.
can't. You know what I mean? But what can we say? It's the end. It is what it is, man. We just have to, I guess, roll on. Now we get into Survivor Series Monday Night Raw coming up. Apparently, they also launched this new Raw Talk,
Yeah, I guess it's just them competing with SmackDown.
Talking
They have their own
Smack.
version.
I don't know
I think
why.
it's cool. I have no problem with that. Good. I mean, I,
Exactly.
there's something I like right now about the brand separation. More or less on SmackDown's side, right? SmackDown, I think, is doing more creative ways to differentiate the show from Raw. So I feel like that's a step in the right direction for Raw to compete with SmackDown. Now, what I find very interesting, right? You had Raw doing something historic for Hell in a Cell. What is SmackDown going to do at their next pay per view after Survivor Series, which is TLC? Do you think SmackDown's going to have the first ever women's
I
TLC match
don't.
for the belt?
That. Here's
Because
the thing.
they're gonna bring that up.
I get
They're
that.
gonna bring it, try to top Raw.
I get that. I understand that, but at the same time, I just don't think that they're ready for that. Especially, I mean, not the Raw, but the SmackDown side more than anything. I don't think. Um,
No, I don't think SmackDown necessarily. Not that it doesn't have the talent, but you're kind of missing. The division doesn't feel as strong to me because it. I don't. It's hard to explain, but it could work. I mean, with Becky Lynch, sure. Nikki Bella, yeah, you could do something, and make it significant. But it just, I feel like the division doesn't feel as important on SmackDown as opposed to Raw. I guess that's kind of the root of it. The importance doesn't feel like it's there. On Raw, the women are kind of emphasized in more of a stronger role than on SmackDown. SmackDown, yes, they're still emphasized, but it's not to the level of Raw, in my opinion.
I hear you.
But
But I just
but
don't. I just
I,
don't think that. I don't think that they'll do a women's TLC match on SmackDown Live for the SmackDown side. They won't do that.
no.
Uh,
You mean for the TLC pay per view?
exactly. I don't think they'll do that because again, I think the women on SmackDown are talented, but there's really all you have is right now is one.
But
Like once.
but there could
Yeah, but you have your Alexa
possibly
Bliss, you have your Becky Lynch, but let's be real, they're not
yes.
ready yet. In my to me, Alexa Bliss, again is amazing, but I don't think she's ready for a big profile match of that caliber yet. Reading a comment here, Steven, just note here, everyone's entitled to an opinion, but some opinions people come up with are very pathetic when they don't make a legit argument and say things like the match is gay. By Thrash Maniac. Straight Shooter writes here, why would anyone watch Raw Talk after watching 3 hours of Raw?
Yeah, I don't know that either. That's a good that's a good
I don't know.
point. We already watched 3 hours of goddamn Raw.
Exactly, dude. So,
Um
dude, what do you have planned for this week, dude? What's your plan for the week, dude? What do you got going on?
well, tomorrow I will be hanging out with some friends. Like I said, we're gonna go to a haunted house in New Orleans called the Mortuary, which is pretty cool because it's this old haunted house that actually used to be a real mortuary,
Ooh,
or a
that's interesting.
crematorium. And it's actually there's a massive graveyard on the site of the haunted house. So
It's amazing.
we're gonna go to that. We're gonna go to a pub after, and then
Guinness? On that
I'm off
Guinness?
work for a few days. So potentially, possibly on Thursday, we'll be doing the third 2017 YWC wrestling debate, which I'm excited about. Um, and I don't know. And then we'll see what happens the rest of the week. I'm just gonna kind of chill because I have a few days off of work, starting on Tuesday, so I'm very happy about that. So I get to
Exactly.
actually go out for Halloween night.
There you go. I have work tomorrow actually from 1 to 9. Then Tuesday
Yeah.
I have work at UPS because I work at UPS in the morning at fucking 5 a.m. Then I have to go to my other job, but my other job is from 1 to 5. So meaning after work I get out of work, I get home, I shower quick, get on an Uber, and head over to SmackDown Live at the Prudential Center. The Rock. So I can't wait for that. Fun. It's gonna be fucking. Yeah, it's gonna be lit. I can't wait. I might do a vlog. Guys, I don't promise a vlog. I might do a vlog. I don't know yet though.
Do it. Why not?
I might
do it live, huh?
We'll do it live. But the thing was sucks though, bro.
Guys, we're gonna be on for like 10 minutes. So if you want to talk to us, if you want to have a conversation and be on the show live, you need to call very soon because we're gonna get off soon.
Exactly. So guys, don't be shy. Listen, if you're a new call, if you're someone that never called in before, don't be shy. Call in. We encourage new callers. Listen, I guarantee there's a lot of people to the show that maybe want to call in, but for some odd reason, I feel like I don't know if I should or not. I'm too shy. Don't be shy at all.
Fuck, we don't have to talk about the pay-per-view. We'll talk about life,
society, politics,
politics.
Crooked Dixie Carter. Which, by the way, at the end of this podcast, I will be playing the damn Dixie rap. Yes, yours truly, made a damn Dixie rap song.
Maybe that's why people don't want to call, because they want this to end just so they can hear that rap.
They'll hear it in a couple minutes. They'll hear the rap song. But bet you tomorrow, Russo will face Reigns in the Haunted House match. Which, by the way, fun fact, dude. 3 years ago, I went with my cousin Diego. We went to the Eastern State Penitentiary. It's like this. I think it was the state prison.
What did you do? What crime did you do?
No. It was like it's a haunted prison. It's an abandoned prison, right? Apparently, Al Capone was locked up there many years ago, right?
Oh, shit.
We walked in. It's like a haunted. So you're walking around, and all these zombies show up and shit, like inmates and cops from like back in the day, and they're trying to attack you, crap like that. It's funny. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Cool.
If I had a blast, it's funny because my cousin's friends, right? After the whole thing, we went to get a cheesesteak because when you're in Philadelphia, you gotta get a cheesesteak, right? Oh, you have to. You have to get a fucking cheesesteak. So we go to this. We go get a cheesesteak, and my friend, everyone, we're all from Jersey. So in Jersey, we call it Philly cheesesteak, right?
Yeah.
But when you're in Philadelphia, you do not call it a Philly cheesesteak. You call it just a cheesesteak.
Yeah, it's like when you're in New Orleans, you don't call it a New Orleans po' boy. You just call it a po' boy.
So my friend did not realize that, or my cousin's friend, they didn't realize that. So when they went to order, we get a Philly cheesesteak. The guys were looking at him like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? You guys are from around, aren't you?" Like, "No, we're from Jersey." Oh, no wonder why.
Oh,
funny
God.
Shit. Funny as shit. After that, went to the strip club. Yeah.
How did that go?
Fun night. What kind of made me feel some kind of way, as the strippers were just yanking the dollars out of your hand and snatching it and shit. I understand. It was like, whatever, that's around the point.
I mean, I hope they gave you a little private dance, though, for that money. I mean, I hope they were working for the weekend, Steven.
Speaking of rap, Action Bronson sucks. To each their own.
Now, I will say this, guys, some shy callers. For the next caller that calls in, you'll receive a free Heel Steven T-shirt shipped to your house.
Don't push it, man.
We don't know when that will happen, but it'll happen at some point.
It will happen. It will happen when Matt sends out the ITRS T-shirt.
I'm waiting for the shipment to come in. I made the order about 2 years ago.
You mean the same one shirt? You mean that same shirt you wore in Dallas that WrestleMania weekend?
Oh yeah, never washed it either. It's just the same shirt.
Yeah, it hung there on his wall like, yeah, motherfuckers, yeah. So yeah, also
guys, really, we're gonna wrap up in like a minute. You need to call.
5 minutes. So dude, Orlando, dude. It's in talks. It's in the works right now. We're not. We don't know yet. Just letting you know right now. But we're gonna say this right now. We're not doing the travel package.
Never say never though. For us going in general.
Exactly. Keep this in mind. The travel package this year, it got raised up. As in, like they added an extra day because apparently now SmackDown Live is featured in the package. Again, nothing wrong with that. 5 days, but people are gonna be dead though.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you got NXT, Hall of Fame, WrestleMania, Raw, and then SmackDown. The SmackDown after WrestleMania.
Can you remember? I'll say this: that Monday, I was already dead. I don't know about you, but that Monday.
Oh yeah, I was exhausted.
I was like, oh.
I don't know how I could speak after. Going to all those shows.
Exactly. So, that's fine. But the point of the matter is, like, yo, Orlando's in talks right now. But we'll see what's gonna happen. Y'all be the first to know, and yeah.
All right, Steven, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. No one's gonna call in now. We gave you the chance, so don't complain. Hey, it is what it is, though. You know what I mean? So,
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell, guys. It's been a wrap. So, it's now time for me to play to you guys the Damn Dixie rap song. Keep this in mind. I'm not a rapper. I never claimed to spit some rhymes or shit like that. All right, so what you're about to hear is the shittiest rap song an Hispanic has ever fucking made.
As soon as this song ends, I am heading out. Let's hear it.
This song is so shit. This song is so shit that fucking B-Rad from Malibu Most Wanted will probably go platinum before me. That's how shit this song is right now.
All right, here we go.
But yeah, guys, again, it's gonna wrap up the show, guys. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. This podcast is available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, and also Google Play Music. Kick it away, Matt.
And this is Matt from In the Rope Show. You can follow us at Twitter. That's at In the Rope Show, or at MattITRS, or at BrewBaby69. We also have a YouTube channel which you can subscribe to. I'm letting you know right now, officially, Zach and I will be returning to the YWC for Survivor Series, and we will be coming back full-time, making commercials, doing Raw reviews, doing Q&As, and all those fun, crazy shit that you're used to from our channel. Plus, you have the 2017 YWC Wrestling Debate Series that is only featured on the In the Rope Show channel. We have a lot of YWC and IWC favorites battling for your vote so they can move on to a final debate in January with a cash prize and an actual trophy. So make sure to check all that out on the In the Rope Show channel. Thank you, Steven, my good friend and my brother from a New Jersey mother, for having me on tonight for the Hell in a Cell review. It was a lot of fun.
Indeed it was, guys. Again, we back next week. Again, this is our final live show for the time being. Next week's show will be recorded. There will be episode 170 probably by the end of the week. It'll be up on YouTube on Sunday. It'll hit the feeds like iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play Music before that. And yeah, guys. And there goes Zach. All right, y'all. Who's ready for the Damn Dixie rap? Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Here we go. Here come the Damn Dixie rap song, guys.
My God, play it.
You won't be able to hear it, but I'm sure you will be able to hear it.
All right, I'm leaving, and I'm gonna play it on my phone. Goodbye, guys. I hope we're all in for a treat.
Oh yeah, here we go, y'all. Damn Dixie, damn Dixie, you gotta go. It's time to roll. We don't want your ass no more. When I say damn, y'all better say Dixie. Damn Dixie, damn Dixie. When I say crooked, y'all say Dixie. Crooked Dixie, crooked Dixie. Time to roll. We don't want you no more. Gotta go. It's time to roll. When I say damn, y'all better say Dixie. Damn Dixie.
Now, what are y'all talking about here now? What is this?
Say it.
No, I will not say it.
Say it.
No, I will not say it. What are you talking about here? I am Erwin William Carter from TV #1 fanboy.
Say it if I fucking eat your fucking pizza bagels.
Fine.